Hello on YouTube, on Twitch. Welcome to another episode of my Hearthstone Let's Play series. This is Northstar. Hope you're well. Sorry, I had that muted, at least for myself. Hope you're well, taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. Was stopping by someone's stream. Nice banter, if a little inappropriate, but the guy gave me a little. He's talking about it just takes patience to build a stream, so hopefully that's true. Although it sounds like people are doing 70, 80 hours a week for years of streaming, and I can't manage that with my long COVID. I can maybe manage 20 hours a week if I only do one thing, which I do divide up my time between multiple different games. Hopefully that makes it more time efficient, but I don't know. And, it's more saturated now than it was, 5-6 years ago when people started doing it, and 70 hours a week for 5 years, just indicates it's going to take me forever. My channel doesn't grow faster than that to get big. I'm trying to get to where I can supplement Social Security income with streaming, because I have long COVID and I'm way too sick to do normal jobs. I mean, the 20 hours a week is because I can sit down and do 2-3 hours of streaming. That's it. I'm dead. I'm out of energy. I might be able to watch a TV show or maybe just barely manage to cook something and then go to sleep and start over again the next day. That's my days. It really sucks. And the fact the government's even fighting my Social Security, even though the disability order I've got thinks I'm going to win, it's just ridiculous. They're still making the money. Of course, they may be delaying it till I end up dead. I may never get that money because in this case I have a murderous homicidal roommate who wants to kill me because of my cough, my chronic cough, which may have actually saved my life yesterday when I had a medical emergency because I was getting supraventricular tachycardia. That's where your heart rate goes through the roof. Sorry, probably sounds like sneezing, you guys, but that was my cough actually. And a harsh cough can actually bring your heart rate down. It creates vasovagal reflex. That's what the paramedic was saying, and it's true from my knowledge of biology, and that's precisely correct. You can either bear down like you're going to the bathroom, or you can cough really hard. And I did that repeatedly because it brought my heart rate down, so I would stop. I was getting dizzy, I was going to faint, I would cough. The problem is if your heart beats too fast, it can't refill between beats, and then no blood to your brain, and then you pass out. And if your heart rate doesn't come back down, well, you're not awake to call 911, and you'll end up dying because you're, won't get any oxygen. So literally forcing the cough, which normally I don't force, it just happens automatically, may have saved my life for 2 hours this, and I called 911. I didn't feel like I could keep forcing the cough, and like I was just going to not be able to do that anymore, and I was going to faint, and so I had to call 911, and then I stabilized right as the paramedics arrived, so they didn't get the rhythm on their monitors, on their EKG, but it was probably, I should have, you should just called earlier. If that's what this was, we could have gotten it if we got here sooner, but I didn't call them. I actually called my insurance company to make sure that my insurance would cover 911 before I called them, because I am terrified of getting a giant bill that I can't pay, which it's sad, but that's a statement on America that the first people you're calling aren't for the paramedics. You're calling your insurance company to be like, well, I mean Medicaid, to be like, well, will you cover it? Because there's an issue with it. Is my insurance back in order? Because it gave me this nonsense residency verification that was for no purpose. Never sent it to me, and then canceled my insurance. I had to get reinstated. Like, yes, I do live where I live. Now stop. Anyways, Bronze Keeper, Lagash's Last Stand. There's Tanji's and there's Lagash's Last Stand. Interesting. Give a minion death rattle, summon a random minion from your hand. I guess the Maul giving death rattles works for it being a last stand. The Wildwood Circle, I think this is a third, so I can disenchant that for dust, I guess. Ocular Occultist and Tovir Carver. Choose a card in your hand at the start of your turn, reduce its cost by 1 turns. So you choose ideally a big card that you're not going to play for a bit. It's actually bad on the moniker. It doesn't survive long enough to do that though. It's a 3/2 for 3. I don't know, I'm worried about this guy. I'm trying to work through all sorts of scenarios, man. I'm even trying to get my sleeping bag from my mom. I had like an old Sub-Zero sleeping bag somewhere, which I struggled to find, but maybe she can find it. The last time I was there. My Boy Scout days. Like, it's very old, but maybe sleep in the closet the first night back, because I think I am worried this homicide roommate might literally come with a gun and try and... I got a catch bar on my door, so he might force it open like a couple inches, point at me, and demand I come out. If I'm in the closet, he won't be able to see me when he does that, so he obviously can't see me, and there's no line of sight from the door to the closet I'm talking about, so even if he fired blind, he wouldn't hit me. And then I could call 911 before he hopefully kicks down the door with bullet holes in it, which wouldn't take too long. And I'm also going to get some pepper spray, and so hopefully I could be waiting in the closet with pepper spray and disarm him. I do know martial arts, so even though I'm very weak with long COVID, I might have a fighting chance if I catch him by surprise and he can't see. I had to disarm him and get away until the cops arrive. It's ridiculous I'm having to think about these things, but it's the only place I could find that the rent was low enough, and there was always a catch. You know, there's no free lunches. If something seems too good to be true, it is, and that's the case with this apartment. The rent was very low, and it turns out it's because there's this psychopath murderer there who's threatened 2 roommates before me, and the landlord won't get rid of him. He was filing a victim. I was the only one who actually took the guy to court, which just made him angrier. And the landlord was filing a victim, and then the guy had his ex-wife threaten to sue him in bad faith. And so he backed out. Cowardly landlord. People shouldn't get money just for owning property if they can't even take on a little risk of, say, evicting someone who's threatening to kill people. I'm sorry. This is why landlords suck, and they shouldn't exist. We should have housing cooperatives where they're owned by the tenants, and we should have like state-owned housing, and we should have people be able to buy their own homes but not be allowed to own more than one property in a vacation home, so they can't go renting properties. This should be the 3 forms of ownership. You know, your personal property, you own it yourself, housing cooperatives, and state housing, which could rent to people, because there is a niche for rental. But state is big enough. I know people, the government's evil and corrupt, and yes it is. It's because it's owned by billionaires right now. We need to eliminate billionaires. I'm a socialist. I'm a democratic socialist. I won't stand against like the communists if they want to do a revolution. If they can succeed in one of those, which I don't think they can anymore. If they ever did, like in the US or something, like, power to you. Now can we please fortify democratic institutions before there's too much concentrated power at the top that eventually is part of what undermined the Soviet Union. It didn't collapse because it was an economic failure. People say that's a lie. Soviet Union had a great economy, actually. Outgrew most of the world. Even when its economy started to stagnate in the 70s, so did a lot of other big economies around the planet, like the French economy and stuff. It had the second highest long-term GDP per person growth rate in the world through like mid-70s. It was a very fast-growing economy. Soviet Union collapsed because it didn't have democracy, because it was oppressive, because the party elites were able just to essentially tear it up, even though most people wanted to keep socialism. Gorbachev did his whole reforms package. It didn't matter that most people just wanted things to stay the same, the way they were. Or they wanted, you know, the little luxuries of the West, like blue jeans, not realizing the only reason they didn't have those is because the US was putting them under embargo. And socialism at the same time. They thought they could have the best of both worlds, and they couldn't. And most people who actually were old enough to know anything about the Soviet Union later said that things were better under the Soviet Union. You get these young people who are like 3 when the Soviet Union collapsed, and they're like, oh, I lived under the Soviet Union. You were a toddler. You know nothing about it. Things were better in terms of housing, healthcare, basic, you know, you didn't have homeless people everywhere. But the big problem was political repression. What you need to do is you need democracy, but also socialism. You can combine those two worlds. Marxist economy doesn't inherently lead to dictatorship. Anyone who says that is just a free market cultist, and you can ignore everything they say. Anyways, incensed matriarch. At the end of your turn, if this is at full health, gain 3 health. So you have to keep healing this up. Not necessarily great use of your mana. Someone will just remove it with like an execute later. Damage at 1, execute a warrior, I'm thinking, or, you know, power word death or something. At the end of your turn, well, actually power word pain, because this does less than 4 health attack. It's unbreakable work. At the end of your turn, deal damage. Obsessive Technician. Well, I definitely have one now. I think I got one in arena before. Lifesteal, Battlecry, Herald, and Nexia. Yeah, and the Nexia one gives you minions you play with health, and then the thing that does the heralding has lifesteal. That's actually a reasonably good combo. Scale Lancer, all enemy minions have taunt. Dread Leviathan. Choose an enemy minion to steal 3 health from 3 times. It's good, but it's very expensive at 9. Unless you have some ways to reduce its cost, it's probably not going to come in soon enough to really... you'd be better off with the card you could have played. Of course, if it's like your one expensive card you put in a really cheap deck, you might still be able to last long enough to play it. Of course, at that point, you haven't won by then with an aggro deck. That one card's probably not going to save you. Chamber of Aspects, choose a minion in your hand, give it +2/+2. Do that twice. Stolen Power, get a random shadow card from another class. It's already combined. Right. Shadow card's a little above the curve. Well, actually, often quite a bit, but still, it's random and it costs 3. At the end of your turn, deal 4 damage to enemy hero, Earthen Drake. That's pretty darn good. Imagine if it gets eliminated right away. Let's get all these packs. Probably do a little with my mage. The stream is, I'm like, why can't... He was talking about how that you need really good cards now for ranked mode. You certain overpowered legendaries. It's like you can just play a lower MMR raise. Someone's like, no. It's like, yeah. If you play and you keep losing, your matchmaking rating will go down. You'll get easier opponents until you win. Half the time. The only problem with this is that you won't reach as high ranks because higher MMRs you start with bonus stars. Mirrodin's Last Stand. Draw 2 cards. Costs 1 less for each time a friendly character attacked this game. I mean, I don't presume to know this game super well, but I was a genius before I got long COVID, and sometimes I do have bursts of insight or things that people don't realize. I think they just don't want... Of course, I'm sure they realized how the matchmaking rating thing here. I'm sure they just don't want to watch someone play people with other weak decks, or they don't want to watch the string loses, which makes sense. When you play or discard this, summon 2 random 1-cost minions, disposable acolytes. You're like surrounded by these purple tentacles. Yeah. Command Claw and Frostbin Imp freezes itself as a battle cry. I forget, if something freezes itself the turn you play it, shouldn't it be playable the next turn? And normally you can't use something the turn you play unless you can give it charge or rush anyhow. Garona's Last Stand. Tradable, destroy a legendary minion. All these last stands, I guess, goes along with the whole Cataclysm thing. Injured Attendant. Battlecry, deal 4 damage this minion. It's still a 3/4 with a lifesteal. It's pretty good. Priest minion. Instant dead. If you have any synergies there. Another Garona's Last Stand. What's with all the duplicates? Experimental Animation. And Searing Fissure. Give 1 damage on minion. Deal 1 damage on minion. Give your hero 3 attacks turn. Fun. Okay, that's the packs they had to open. Let's see. Gotta do arena. It's telling me. And yeah, maybe I should do it before I get more tired. I'm kind of having some no caffeine days though. Because of that heart issue yesterday. It was only yesterday. It feels like so long ago. I went to sleep right after it happened, woke up, was up for a little while, and went to sleep again. So it feels like it's been 2 days, but it was only 1. That scare, that brush with death. So I'm not having any coffee today. So I'm not sure I'm quite on top of things enough. I want to risk losing arena tickets. Maybe I wait another couple days and then I'll start phasing in small amounts of coffee. Of course, I'm probably going to get caffeine withdrawal tomorrow at this rate. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Let's see about doing a single arena match and probably losing horribly. Let's see. This is the deck they gave me. Oh, you can view it as cards like this too. A Guardian Og Merchant, always good for killing 1 health minions, or giving Divine Shield to one of your minions that would have died in a trade. Torch, deal 8 damage to damaged minion, return this to hand with any excess damage. Someone was asking how this works. It's not hard. Like, if a minion has 2 health, you deal 8 damage and you return it to your hand, and then you can deal 6 damage, and it just basically means you play this until you've dealt 8 damage in total. And it only costs 1, so it's a really good card. You don't have to worry about overkill. You'll still get the card back. So you don't have to save it for big things. Well, you might not want to kill 1 drop of the one with the torch, but, you know, otherwise it's pretty good. At least gives you something to do. First Rift, give your hero +2 attack this turn, gain 2 armor. And as a finale, you can repeat whatever riff you played last. Bash. I like to think of this as bashing with your guitar, since First Rift. Precursory Strike. Deal 3 damage for a holy minion that costs 5 or more. Draw a minion. I have some of these in this deck. Envoy at the end. In particular. Ghost Rider. Blast Tortoise. Mage is not mean. The Living Blade. Speaking of Envoy at the end. This thing can't even select the cards, like right click on them. That's dumb. I can left click. But I want to see. Oh, there we go. This one, yeah, doesn't show the flavor text, but see the soldiers. It doesn't specify though. I'm a warrior, so it should be. Gah. My memory is impaired with long COVID. This just makes it harder. Take it easy. Doesn't matter. Win or lose, I progress. Alright. Let's see. So, yeah, it is Ragnaros. That's what I thought. Okay, Soldier of Ragnaros. Deal 2 damage to random enemy as a death rattle. It's a 2/1. And, of course, it gets better if you herald twice. It's got the stats of a 4-drop and taunt, so it's already a little above most 4-drops. Taunt's harder to get. Good ones, and then it gives you a 2/1 with a good death rattle, and it's part of a gimmick, but I don't have the heralds to actually herald hard, because of course I don't. I wasn't going to get that many in the arena unless I lose a match and get the chance for more. Ah yes, the Ivory Rook. This is an important card. Discover a taunt minion. Gain armor equals to its cost. Intentionally discover a really big taunt minion to delay a defeat. If you're late enough in the game, actually play it. By then you might be short on cards, so you want bigger cards instead of lots of cheap ones. Of course, cheaper cards still usually get more value, and you don't want to have cards in hand and die, so... Mechanome Guide. Battlecry. Discover a spell. Forge, it costs 3 less, so invest a little mana early. Get a bigger discount later. Add a Noglin to your hand. That can be given a spell that you discovered. So when you play it, you'll just play that spell for free. Bridge Rift. Summon a 3/4 rocker with Taunt and a 4/3 rocker with Rush. Now I play your last rift. Let's see, I got the Bridge Rifts, the Verse Rifts, and there should be one other. Chorus Rift. That's right. Draw a minion. Give it +3/+3. You got the Foot-to Devastator. If enemies keep clearing my battlefield, then they'll pay for it with this. It can be used to punish people or will control the board. It'd still be useful if you have a board disadvantage, even if it hurts you a little bit too. Raptor Herald. Scarab Beast with Dark Gift. I can get Kindred if I had other beasts in number, but I don't. What's a mercenary? Choose a damage from a minion, summon a copy. Which will be equally damaged. Bell and Flames. Deal 5 damage to minion Forge. Then deal 5 damage split among all enemy minions. I got a bit of Forge. The warrior might last long enough. Maybe if I'm lucky. Shadow Flames Fusion. Discover Warrior. Dark Gift. Torch. Slam. I mean, I don't think this is a bad deck. It's not amazing. It's okay with the mana curve, but I'm not as sharp today. I'm probably going to lose, but we'll give it a shot. I get over invested, and I must not lose, and then, you know, I won't actually play, right? For greater risks and rewards in Underground, yeah, if I can get there, I have to win enough arena matches first. Yeah, I guess Sweden's no worry. I mean, it looks like Hourglass Attendant, Blast Tortoise, Shield Block.
Victory or death!
Some people like early shield blocks. I don't. I'd rather build advantage and play this a little later. It'll still delay your inevitable defeat by the same amount, but I just don't like having high cost minions in hands. Anything over 5 will off usual mulligan. Usually. Crowd control. Someone built a arena deck and they just took all the cheapest stuff they could find. I suppose that crowd control would be really useful, and paladins do have their silver hand recruits, so it's not terrible to Blast Tortoise. Let's see if I can get something that synergizes the Hourglass 10. Well, another minion, that is. Not that there's anything wrong with that 1-drop spell. And it's back anyways. Of course. I have no minions besides this. Knew it. Oh, there's a second. Have any other rifts to play? I don't have anything I really want to play early.
I must choose.
Okay.
Hey, well met. Job done.
Greetings.
Red. This isn't red like the guy Redbeard. It was just no, he had a different name. The streamer I was watching.
The snake.
He was a little crude, but he was okay guy. He wasn't a jerk or anything. So I mean, his banter was a little crude, is what I'm saying. But, you know, whatever. If I've met so many people in my life who are a little crude, but really nice people. Maybe he's like that. Dry Skill Deputy. The next time you draw a spell, get a copy of it. Great. Can't do anything to stop that value. I can do this now, or I could just delay it a turn and do it next turn. Maybe I'll find something better to attack. Like a 3-2.
Job's done.
I wouldn't get the armor otherwise, so I'll have one less mana to play with, but I doubt I'm gonna get any really good turn 3 moves. Let's see. Librum of Clarity. Draw 2 minions. If this costs 0, give them. And it's just a draw 2 minions. These 2 on the right are minions. So if somehow he plays a spell instead of one of these, you know he's hacking, for instance.
What
I don't know who this guy is, but Alright, let's just use the Verse Rift now. Sorry with the mic bump there. I drew a lot of high cost cards. My deck is mostly low cost too, so the odds of this were actually pretty bad.
See the Titan's glory.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of field control, but this guy didn't do that much either, so. In Arena, it's hard to just spam 1-drops for the first 3 turns or whatever. Didn't forge it before, so he's desperate for some field advantage, clearly. This, which would force him to either trade or I'd start buffing stuff in my hand.
What now?
This, and if he attacks, I can finish him off. Yeah, that's the right way to go.
Keeping the timelines clean.
Job done.
Like clockwork.
I don't actually have 3 minions about to act on now. I started with only 1 of my... I started with not even the Ivory Rook, and I drew that right away after the Mulligan or whatever.
Don't lose heart.
Fight for the future!
At least it's not taunt or something. This would be a finale instantly. Let's do this. Bridge Red. Cool. Alright. Should be able to kill this. I don't want the trading, but
No smackers.
still ahead in health.
Job's done.
Like clockwork.
And that allows me to keep the Hourglass 10 a little longer.
Break their ranks!
Of course, he does that. Alright, I don't think I can do 6 damage in turn. Just see what I get. Now let's see what this gives me.
Can spell Zinjari. Anybody?
Discover Rush minion next cost less. Or discover a temporary execute. Oh. This guy tries trading, he'll be wounded. Shield block or brawl. Or deal 2 damage and discover War Man with Dark Gift. I don't know, I like the execute. I may regret this.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
Buys me some burn.
Like clockwork.
Get some value out of him for a little longer. Make him work harder to remove it. Heck. Maybe that made it work a little harder, I don't know.
Pick me! Pick me!
Let's do an execute. faster if it was the bridge rift. Cool. Really nasty living blade. It's nasty. Hyper rocker. It's fresh. I suspect this guy's gonna have more board clear stuff. Wait, maneuvers. What were those rated by? Maybe just... It says shattered. No indication it was recombined, so I guess he drew it and decided to play it right away. Okay. Play this so that I can do the bridge riff.
The Whiz Banger Mark 7.
Cool. Check them out. How you like them apples? I can thin his numbers a little. Like that. If I can take down one of these with 2/2, can't get to the grimy get tier without using a spell or something. Bay. Why'd the Sky Drakes get... Oh, he played... Check if your man's +1/+1 with Divine Shield. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The synergy on this stuff. You shouldn't be able to get decks like that in Arena, unless he's barcoding it. Alright, well...
What now? I must choose.
I feel bad.
That's just decimated. I could have done this, but then until it died, it would have not killed him until it died. So, yeah. I did 12 health. I'm at 27.
Reporting for duty.
Should probably do this.
Your blood for the sire!
Cool.
Into ribbons! Make them bleed!
Nice.
Off me! Blood for the sire! Into
So he
ribbons!
goes back to weapon
Make
form,
them bleed!
so that you can't just kill it with a spell.
Well played.
Guess he's not giving up just yet. All I have to do is clear that one minion. Maybe I'll even draw a spell that.
See the Titan's glory!
Nice. Winning is winning, right?
I'm a castle!
I must choose.
Definitely not the sword eater.
Blood for the Sire! Into ribbons! Make them bleed!
Another crafter's aura?
Really?
Really?
It's not too heavy.
And he just happened to get a taunt.
The battle is over. You win.
Okay, it's gonna. Mike is gonna make me do this forever. This is Blizzard just giving terrible card draws. Like, great for them and terrible for me. But I won, anyways. I can't blame the player. I don't think this was on him. He wasn't acting like a cheater or anything. I don't know. It wasn't the guy was doing. It's just Blizzard being Blizzard. Well, at least I won one. Of course, you need to win more than that for arena tickets to pay for themselves. Alright. Well, I do think that's enough. Where I barely managed that. So, I should probably do some ranked play. Save my arena tickets when I have a little caffeine in me. Which might not be for a few days. Besides, I'm not sure when the season is going to tick over, but it seems like it might not be long until the rank thing resets. Or that, or it just didn't reset my ranking before, which would have made no sense. Alright, well, viewers, I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find a guiding star lead you on. Until next time, this is Northstar. Best luck to you all.